All right, guys, for those of you that are struggling with low point control, hitting crisp golf shots, okay? You're losing speed. You're not hitting it particularly far, but you're mishitting golf shots all the time. You're going to want to pay attention. This is a big one. So interesting. So many different ways to get the bottom of your arc further forward. A lot of talking about recentering, a lot of talking about getting off your back foot and making sure your weight is forward and this sort of thing. And there's an element of truth to that. Of course, we want to recenter. We can't be stuck on our trail foot and expect to compress the golf ball. We know that's not the case, but I'm going to give you an interesting perspective on this just to kind of help you. If you're still struggling with hitting crisp golf shots and you're working on this stuff and you still feel like you're releasing early, I'm going to kind of put a little bit of a spin on that for you, okay? But before we get started, if you've not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. There's a bell button next door. Click on that. You get a notification every time I release a new video. My name is Andrew Emery. Welcome to my channel. I've got a lot of people that comment on my videos. If you want to leave a comment, I always get back to everyone. Certainly appreciate the feedback. So what I see here is I see people trying to sort of emulate a lot of these positions that you see with tour players, right? So we know tour players on average have the shaft leaning maybe 10 or 12 degrees forward. Guys, it's not like 25 degrees forward, okay? That is definitely not what's happening. But, you know, they basically get the club out a little bit forward as they get into the impact position here. You see no good ball strikers with the club leaning back in this direction. So when you see that position, which of course is not a position at all, it leads to a lot of, I think, assumptions as to how these guys get into that position. And then, of course, you slow their swings down and you start to see these incredible body dynamics, right? You see the lower body sort of moving forward, okay? They're doing this while the club's still going back dynamically, okay? So we see the lower body sort of drifting forward, they're recentering, and then you start to see them sort of squatting, and then we're turning, and it's like, well, that's all I need to do. If I can just kind of get the club at the top of the backswing and just hold on to this club and hold on to those angles, right? Because that's the most important thing, guys, because we're releasing early, so it makes logical sense, right? If you release early, why not try and hold those angles as long as possible? Because then you can get the shaft leaning forward at impact. But really, honestly, guys, I mean, how's that working for you? Is it working well for you, okay? In my experience, that is a disaster for the vast majority of golfers. So the interesting thing is, as you well know, golf is very counterintuitive. There's a lot of sort of opposites in order to get into the positions we need to get into. And it's my belief that what we've got to do here is have, first of all, a decent grip to start with. You've got a terrible grip that gets the club face wide open, okay? Open, guys, here and here. You see the top of the backswing. You are not going to get your low point forward, okay? If you did with an open club face, you'd hit it about 75 yards to the right, all right? So that's first and foremost. I've got to get that out of the way. So let's just say your club face is in a decent position, all right? You're not terribly, terribly open, because that's a whole nother video. What we've got to do here is we've got to understand that when we get into impact, all right, the lead arm, okay, the one that's closest to the target, needs to work forward, okay? It needs to work in this direction, all right? So we need to move kind of in a linear fashion, all right? So that's something that's incredibly important. And most of you, unfortunately, what's happening is when you get to the top of your backswing, your lead arm isn't moving at all, okay? What I mean by that is it may look as if my lead arm is moving, but actually I'm just turning my upper body back to the golf ball. So my lead arm isn't really moving at all because it's pinned across my chest, right? So if your lead arm is pinned across your chest, as you turn, the golf club is going to come out, all right? And at this point here, I'm going to get into what's called a vertical orbit. And what you'll notice is the golf club is very high on its approach, and my hands are also very, very high. So I've got a problem here, because in a very short space of time, I've got to get that golf club down to the golf ball, okay? And the only way to do that, guys, is to stall the body and then throw the club down, all right? And that's why we have this look where The lead arm and shaft are on the same plane, about 2 feet, maybe 18 inches behind the golf ball. You know who you are. You've hated it, okay? You can't get away from it. And the more you try and fix it, the worse it gets. So here's the thing that's going to kind of blow you away. What we've got to do here, guys, is understand that the arms, okay, control the verticals in the golf swing. In other words, your arms have to come off your chest as you change direction. We can't pin the arms up here, okay? If the arms control the verticals, a little bit like an elevator in a building, we've got to get the arms, as we start the downswing, actually working down across our chest, okay, this way as we transition. And you can see if I do that, okay, the golf club works down in front of me. That's what I want you to understand. And that's not what I see from recreational golfers. I do not see this look from recreational golfers, where as the arms have dropped, the upper body still faces back behind them. They're already spun out at that point, and the golf club is up here, and then it gets released early, all right? So left arm has to work down off the chest, okay? So it's working almost down across this sort of pectoral muscle here, okay? And then it needs to work completely off the chest as we swing through. So if I can keep my back to the target, what I'm going to do here is I'm very gently going to kind of let go of the golf club with my trail hand here. So you can see how my arms are working down, and then my left arm is going to work forward. And you can see this here. All right, see how my left arm is coming completely off my chest? So from down the line, it's going to look something like this. My arms work down, upper body still facing back. And then as I swing through here, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to start to get my left arm swinging freely. Okay, so there's a decent amount of space here. I'm still somewhat connected. I'm not disconnected, okay? But my left arm, guys, feels very free. Okay, my arm is relaxed, but it's extended. And that's what I want you to understand. Now, why is extending the left arm and getting it off the chest so important? This is the kind of interesting part here, okay? If I allow, okay, my left arm to extend, there's no way for my trail hand to be on the golf club without rotating my body. I'm going to say that again. I cannot physically, if I extend my lead arm, get my right hand on the golf club here, okay, without turning my chest towards the target. So what you're doing here is you're having your cake and you're eating it too, all right? But it's a little different spin on how we get that low point forward. So both arms, guys, have to get out in front of you here as you swing through. So I've got a line here between these two mats, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up right between them. Obviously, imagining the ball here is on the crack right between the two mats, okay? When I do my practice swings, all I got to do here, all right, is make some little swings. And as my arms work down, you notice how my arms are in front of my body. I'm still facing back. I've got to feel like my arms are working forward. So you can see here, my head is not working forward. My head is staying pretty quiet, isn't it? Can you see that? All right, now I am focusing on my arms there. I'm focusing on my arms, in particular my lead arm, and that requires you to remain relaxed. If you've got tension, you won't feel anything past the grip. You're certainly not going to feel the club head. So we want to keep your tension at around a 5 when you do this. But again, draw a line in the sand. If you've got a bunker you can get into, draw a line in the sand. I can't think of anything better to do. If you're out there on the grass, put a couple tees down and make yourself a gate. The users swing through the gate. It's exactly the same thing. But what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to make sure that I'm not spinning, all right, because then I've got to throw the club out. I'm going to be back here all the time. So I'm going to keep my back to the target as my arms work down, and then I'm going to have my left arm work out away from me, okay, as I swing through. And that's what you see with all great players. You see a ton of extension past the ball, okay, and then they're going to send their speed home. They're going to allow that golf club to rehinge as they swing through. So extending, releasing, extending, releasing. And that's what you see with these great players, okay? The golf club, guys, you know, we've got to send it home. You know, it does have a home. And again, the idea that we're going to kind of hold things off here and turn the body and get the weight forward. What most of you are going to do, of course, is you're going to get too far out in front of your arms. Once your body gets ahead of your arms, you end up releasing early. And again, that's the biggest challenge. Now, what I would do here is I would work on hitting some golf shots with a tee on either side of the golf ball, or maybe just get yourself in a bunker. Not many people have the opportunity to hit long bunker shots, but if you're able to hit a long bunker shot, that's great. And then what we want to do, guys, we're going to do a little practice swing. I'm going to allow my lead arm again to extend past the golf ball here. There's my low point moving out in front of the golf ball. And then we want to go ahead and just finish kind of around waist high, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make my golf swing here. And you can see that ball's kind of low. It's being driven forward. And that's what we call a supported release. So it would be like a punch shot, if you like. That's a good place to start. Or it's almost like a low driving pitch shot, okay? We're not adding the release that you would have if you want to hit a high soft pitch. It's more of a driving type of motion. But again, it may look to you as if I'm using my body to hit this golf shot, and it's kind of a body type of motion. But the crazy thing is, while it looks that way, the whole point here is that's not what I'm feeling, right? And the challenge for me on video here is to help you understand that, you know, feels and reels aren't necessarily the same thing, right? So we can try and kind of force the body forward, and then we're going to release early. We're going to extend. A lot of you have early extension through the golf ball. Or we can kind of focus on what that lead arm is doing, get the trail hand on the golf club and try and get both arms moving a little bit further forward, and then just hit a few shots where you finish just past waist high. All right, you see I'm just, again, should see the golf ball there. I'm just kind of punching it forward. Now, once you've done that a few times, guys, we're going to start to send our speed home. And what I mean by that is we're going to allow the golf club, once we've got that up bottom of the arc four, we're going to allow it to sort of rehinge and swing it over the lead shoulder. We're going to kind of let it go, right? We don't want to be hanging onto it. So to start to establish that low point, all I'm going to do now is allow the club to swing freely past the golf ball without spinning. But again, when you're trying to hit the ball further and harder, generally you're going to use more effort with your body. So that's when things start to lock up. So all the hard work you've done and relaxing, getting the arms working down and extending and getting that left arm off your chest, you're going to start pinning your arms to your body again. So what I've got to do here is I've got to stay very, very relaxed, guys. My arms feel like they remain almost like my joints are at a 5 out of 10, maybe even less, all right? Think of Freddie Couples, all right? That's always just a wonderful image, all right? Just see how oily his joints are. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit bigger swing here, and I'm going to allow the golf club to sort of rehinge. You can see now the club through this lead shoulder. I've got Rory McIlroy on here, and you're going to see very much the same thing. Slowing his swing down, you can see how he turns through the golf ball, his arms are extending, and then you see the shaft kind of pop out through his left shoulder. I mean, that golf club, guys, isn't doing this. All right? It's doing that. He's letting go, right? He's not dragging the golf club through. He's slinging it. And that's what I want you to understand. So I hope this resonates maybe with a few of you that have really struggled to hit too far behind the golf ball. The arms moving forward are going to allow your body to move different dynamically. I can promise you that. Remember, we can't get our arms forward without moving our body. It's physically impossible to do that. So remember, feels and reels. You might feel like you're using your arms. It's going to look a lot different on the video camera. This is the whole thing I want you to understand today. Give it a shot. Leave me a comment. If you think this video could help, go ahead and share it with a friend, all right? Good luck. We'll see you next time.